Hey there, everyone. I'm Lee Gordon, and welcome to the October edition of the Mercury Insider. We're coming to you from the suburban Chicago lakefront and the chain of lakes in Illinois, where it should be autumn. It should feel like fall, but we're out boating. It is October. It is boating season, not just in the U.S. and in Canada, but it's just beginning in Australia. So we're feeling really good about the fact that the season continues on. Of course, as we continue to navigate through 2020, which has certainly been the most unique year of our entire lives, with many ups and downs, demand for Mercury outboards, stern drives, and all Mercury products continue to outpace the broader marine industry, and we have you and your customers to thank for that. Now, we're signing new OEMs and onboarding new dealers at a record pace, which means there's more Mercuries in the market, but not to worry. As we've told you before, we are hiring hundreds of employees on the production line to ensure we are working around the clock to get you the engines you need in a timely fashion. But don't just take it from me. Let's bring in Senior Director of Sales Ross Stewart, live from Fond du Lac, to talk about more about what Mercury is doing to keep up with demand.
You've got a long supply chain to get cranked up, so obviously retail sales at an all-time high, inventory at all-time low, so that puts a bit of a crunch on everyone, so we appreciate everyone hanging in there. P&A, we've made a nice recovery. We'll be announcing later that we're actually turning back on to automatic systems rather than the delays we've seen, so thank you to everyone in the warehouse here and supply chain.
And I know that, Mercury's done a really good job of hiring this summer, and in times where we're seeing a lot of people lose jobs, Mercury is hiring hundreds of people to keep up with demand. I know as you've kind of walked the shop floor, can you kind of give our customers a sense of what's taking place?
You bet. So I think we just released that we hired, in the process of hiring another 300 people, and that's going to help with additional manufacturing on the outboard side, also on the P&A distribution side. So when boat show season kicks in, you've got product that's available, it's there, and you can start to deliver. But it's been an awesome ride for 2020, considering how horrific it's been with COVID. And for anyone that's been affected personally, our hearts go out to you. Obviously, with storms to the south, our hearts go out there. So it's been a very unusual 2020. But the bottom line is that I think we'll look back, and from a retail side, I think everyone will remember 2020 for a long time.
That's for sure. And Ross, lastly, a lot of boat shows have been canceled. I know a lot of the ones in Canada have been canceled. Fort Lauderdale is still on, but a lot of those indoor shows in January look like they're going to get canceled as well. So I know you guys have had to do some new and innovative ways of connecting with your customers. How is that going, and how are you guys going to continue to connect virtually until we can all get together again?
Great question, Lee. Obviously, from a show standpoint, we count on shows for retail activity. But the interesting thing we're actually seeing is retail activity that would normally take place at the show is taking place prior. So I think dealers and builders are trying to work out the value of the show in the future. What can it look like as far as their investment? Obviously, online touch points with the consumer is more important than ever. So as dealers, we want you to continue to invest in that area. We're investing online heavily with interactions with consumer. And obviously, that could be the future more than we probably expect it will be.
Ross, thank you very much. Now, of course, we haven't had a lot of opportunity to see you in person because most of the boat shows have been canceled, but we have been keeping up with you virtually. And there are some boat shows around the world that are taking place. Hopefully, we'll be able to get back to some sense of normal by next year. But certainly, we appreciate all the support, and certainly anything that you need from us, we are just a phone call away to get you through this. But October is also Breast Cancer Awareness Month, a month that many people are very familiar with, and certainly many of us have been impacted by cancer in some way, either directly or indirectly. Our Land & Sea Group has partnered with Polyform to design pink fenders, and a portion of the sales will go to charity. But there's also stories of survival and perseverance, and one of our key customers, Kim Swears, is an example of that perseverance.
I found the tumor in 2013, diagnosed in February of 2014.
Kim had breast cancer. 4 years later, she's cancer-free.
So it's been a battle, but I'm glad to say I'm 100% and made it through, and so now I'm a survivor.
Early detection helped save her life. Now it's their mission to help save others.
You don't get cancer for a reason. It's an unfortunate thing, but I've used the platform.
Get tested early, get checked, because that is the difference nowadays between, living and dying sometimes.
They race to win, but the real race is for a cure.
So now you're on the inside. Thanks again for joining us here in October. Hopefully when we see you in November, we'll be back outside again. But as we know, the temperatures are getting colder in the US and Canada. Things are just heating up around the world. But hopefully that doesn't stop this momentum, because the boating industry is certainly having a season to remember. We'll see you again in November.